You may have heard the words chord tones floated around on bass forums, or you might have read them in an article online, but what are chord tones and why are they so important for us bass players? That's what I'm going to answer in this video, and don't worry, I'll keep the explanation very simple, so even if you have limited knowledge of music theory, you'll still be able to follow this video. You can pick up a free PDF with all the fret diagrams from this video, plus there's a cheat sheet at the end of the PDF that's really useful. You can get that by clicking the link below this video in the description. Chord tones, simply put, are just the tones of the chord. So they're just the notes that make up a chord. A basic chord is called a triad because it's got 3 notes in it. It's got the root, the third and the fifth. Now we can get a 7th chord as well if we add in the 7th. We just get these intervals from the scale, from the degrees of the scale. Okay, so we get the root is 1, then the third is the 3rd note, the 5th is the 5th note, and the 7th is the 7th note. If we form a triad or a 3-note chord on G, then we get the notes G, B and D. The root, the third, this is the major third, and the 5th, and it's G major. It sounds like this. If we add the 7th on top, an F, then we get a 7th chord. We can play the octave, the G, on the top as well if we want. Now this 7th is flattened, but don't worry about that for the minute. If we play these chord tones one after each other like this, then they're called an arpeggio. Okay, that just means broken chord, so we're not playing all the notes of the chord together. Now, guitarists or keyboard player or something like that would play all the notes together, but we're bass players. Apart from the odd occasion when you play chords, then we play the notes separately. Now, we can flatten the third to make it a minor third. So instead of B, we play a B flat. Okay, if we play it here, it's easier to play. G, B flat, D. Okay, so that's just G minor triad. We can put the 7th on top, and that's G minor 7. So we've got G, B flat, D, F, and then a G on top. So you could just practice running that up and down. And then go back to G7 with the B. So you can hear that they sound different. So the major, minor. Each of these notes are called a chord tone. If you're enjoying this video, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. And if you click the bell and select all, you'll get notified as soon as I release a new video. So if we've got a 7th chord, then we just have this flattened 7th, okay? It's called a flattened 7th because the normal 7th would actually be F sharp, okay, in the scale. But we flatten it, okay? It just means you play it a half step lower or a semitone lower, just 1 fret lower. So that's flattened. If we don't flatten it, we get that chord. It's quite a jazzy sounding chord. That's a major 7 chord. Okay, but don't worry about that theory too much. Now, these chord tones are really important to us bass players, not because we play them together as a chord, but because we use the shapes that they make for bass lines. Now, if we think of a jazz walking line, that's almost entirely made up of chord tones. And then many other styles like reggae and ska and blues use chord tone shapes or arpeggio shapes in the bass line. So if we think about the song One Step Beyond by Madness, this is the bass line. So that's just a triad of C, a C minor triad. Okay, just those 3 notes. And then we go to F minor triad. Okay. And then for the second half of that verse, we go to G, and that's major. That's just G, B, D. So G major triad. Okay, so that's a really good example of a bass line that just uses these arpeggio or these triad shapes. So in a nutshell, that's what chord tones are. So download the free PDF. On the front page you've got some of the fret diagrams from this lesson, and also the cheat sheet. Look at some of the arpeggios in that. Look at these shapes and play them on the bass and see if you can understand how they're constructed with the roots, the thirds and the fifths, and sometimes the seventh. And then listen to some different bass lines and see if you can kind of hear these patterns. You can also start using these shapes when you're constructing your own bass lines. If you're looking for an end-to-end program that will teach you all the basics of playing bass and also teach you the theory you need to know in an easy to understand language, then check out my 0 to Hero video course for bass players. You'll find that over on the products tab of my website gbshed.com. Just click on courses, and there's also a direct link to the course information page below in the description. I'd love to hear what you thought of this video, so leave me a comment below. Also, if you've got any questions about theory or playing, then put them in the comments as well and I'll answer them for you. Remember, no question is too stupid to ask. If you felt you got value out of this video, you can always buy me a coffee. The details are on the screen there, they're $5, or you can click the link below in the description. Also, you can really help me out by liking and sharing this video and also subscribing to my channel. Check out my website gbshed.com. I've got details of my 0 to Hero course there and loads of other bass courses and books and merch. This is Greg from Greg's Bass Shed. Hope to see you very soon in the next video.